Welcome back. If you missed any of this show, you can access this on YouTube a bit later on. We've had the interview exclusive with Clive Britton, who talks about Resina, and we've covered the 1,000 guineas as well. It's now time to focus on the 2,000 guineas and 11 to 10 about Kingman. Who wants to lay into Kingman first of all? I think you, Jono.
11 to 10?
What are you offering me? Threes?
Has everyone gone mad?
You give me threes.
Well, I mean, I think three's a bit big.
It's a bit big now all of a sudden, is it, John?
No, but after the Greenham, I think all the bookies went about 5 to 2 and 3, and then all of a sudden, since then, he's now 11 to 10. So I don't know what he's done in the meantime. Why has he suddenly got shorter?
You can't deny how impressive he was in the Greenham.
Okay, right, but...
okay, we'll look at this.
Why should we not be backing this, John?
The last 25 Greenham winners to contest the 2,000 guineas...
have all won.
No, of all of them, there's only one winner.
Right.
And that was Frankel. So, for me, without Frankel, it would be 0 out of 24. And everyone's thinking, is this the new Frankel? Looks like Frankel, same colours, etc., etc. But I just think they've got the wrong end of the stick.
Will you be a lay on the day?
Well, at this price, absolutely.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, the price is too short. I mean, it's the 2,000 guineas, a seriously competitive race. And I fail to see how a horse can be this short.
And it won't be on the day. Let's be honest about it. 6 to 4, 7 to 4 is probably what we'll get on the day. So,
maybe, yeah.
some of the firms are actually going even money.
Yeah.
Even money for a horse.
This is a classic example of people overreacting to something too late. The horse has won the Greenham. If you want it 10 to 1 like Sam here, that's great. If you're not on and it's 11 to 10, there's no point in saying, oh yeah, it won the Greenham nicely, I think I'll be on that one. You've missed it, it's too late. There's no value at all. Don't go there.
Do you know that Kingman's stablemate, Muwari, ran...
You've done a lot of work on this one, haven't you, Jono?
No, because I was thinking about this earlier. Ran the day before the Greenham over the same track, same distance, same everything, but on softer ground, and did a time that was 0.47 seconds faster than Kingman.
What do you think it is, though? Is the burst of speed from the last furlong, really?
I think just the way he travelled into the race and just went away with ease.
He's also had problems last year, let's not forget it.
He's a fragile horse, his front legs were well strapped and, he's been well documented. He's quite a fragile horse, so that's why they're worried about the ground conditions, and if, there is any jar or it's too quick, they won't risk him, simple as that. But obviously, the Greenham set up, it was a bit of a funny race because the two closest rivals to him on ratings finished second last and last. Obviously, Berkshire ran like a bucking bronco for the first 2 furlongs and is a bit of a nutcase, but he is talented. I think Magic Carpenter in third, or fair being, he was 6 lengths behind. He's rated 91, so it puts a little bit of a down on the form, but it's just the way with ease. You can only beat what you can beat on the day, but he's won it comfortably enough in my opinion. But like I say, if you want to have a bet on him, it's too late. I
mean, John, you seem to have written a book about Kingman here. Is there any other points, any other stats that you've got there?
What day was he born? Can you tell us the day he was born?
Any other stats?
Think about why I go to Billy. Billy, you're
I think an interesting point. If Kingman,
he was born on the 26th of February. He's got it all.
Right.
Yeah.
Tuesday it was raining.
Yeah.
If Kingman had gone straight to the Guineas and he'd put up a similar performance to that, how well would he have done in the Guineas? Obviously, that's a theoretical question. But I just worry that was a very good run, and I would like to have seen him go straight to the Guineas with that. And now I just wonder, whether he might have left the Guineas behind. That's probably nonsense, but...
You think he's left the Guineas behind?
What he means by that is he's not sure he can replicate that first run, second time round, against what is a quality field, or is it a quality field? I mean, Kingston Hill was quite short in the bet. We'll talk about Tormore and Australia in a moment. But that Kingston Hill form, that Racing Post Trophy form, has not stood up. I mean, Johan Strauss, who came second in that race, ran appallingly last week. And everyone was talking about it last year when it stayed for the Derby, and at the end of that race, I think it was favourite for the 2,000 Guineas.
I think unfortunately on this show last October, whenever he ran the race for Australia, I think I had such a go at our own Tom Marriott that Kingston Hill was never going to win, and the horse won comfortably. So I don't really want to put my tongue in it again. But they say this horse needs soft ground, or it needs cutting the ground, and they're worried again. It feels to me, not that they're getting their excuses out early, but the fact that they're that worried about, good horses go on any ground, as the saying goes. And I think looking at Kingston Hill, how he did run at 2, and he's by Master Craftsman, I think he's going to improve for just stepping up and trip. And I think if the ground is good, genuinely good ground, I think he might find things happening a little bit too fast.
That's my concern. I mean, he's out of a Rainbow Quest mare. There is stamina in his pedigree, and you would think he'd want more than a mile. He may get away with it this time, but he wouldn't be a miler to me.
And the ground is important.
It's going to be important for Kingman and Kingston Hill. If there is any. If we have a sunny day from, well, this is unlikely, we live in England, but if it's going to be sunny from Sunday to next Saturday and it comes up good to firm, then I don't think we'll see Kingman or Kingston Hill in the race. I think they won't bother risking them.
Well, look, I mean, I look at it this way, that Kingston Hill is a stayer. He's got a stout pedigree, and we think he's probably going to want further. But I think in the 2,000 guineas, I think you're much better off trying to find a horse that you think is going to get further than a horse that's sort of whose ideal distance is 6 furlongs or 7 furlongs. You're much better off trying to back a horse whose optimum distance is, say, 10 furlongs.
Because of the pace they go.
They go absolutely cracking pace. They fly, and and any limitations and stamina in any others will be exposed. And that's why possibly Kingman, who knows?
Yeah,
maybe he might have some stamina limitations.
No, in fairness, after his Newbury performance, I don't think he's going to have any problems getting the extra furlong. In fairness, it's just.
But will the horse be able to quicken away like he did at Newbury, Billy?
Yes.
Kingston Hill.
Interesting point that John O makes. I mean, probably the Guineas over history is littered with 6 furlong horses that didn't stay. That
loads.
A fair point.
Yeah, it's a graveyard of 6 furlong horses that didn't stay. But there's also a fine record of horses that went on to win the Derby. And that sort of thing.
Because they
Nashwan and
Nijinsky. Okay, well, let's talk about Horse of Wilstead then, Tourmore.
Okay, before we talk about Tourmore, there is someone in Twitter Corner getting your feedback, hopefully on the doubles and maybe some feeling on this 2000. Let's get over to Sam in Twitter Corner.
Yeah, I'll take a brief run through the market to start with. Kingman, about the price, you're looking at 11 to 8 with 888 Sports. The rest of them are all pretty much of a muchness, 11 to 10, 5 to 4, that kind of thing. If we're going to go on to look at Aidan O'Brien's horses, you've got Australia. It's trading around the 7 to 2 mark, best price with Bet Victor. Tourmore is 7s in most places. Kingston Hill, you're looking at 10s. And then it kind of goes upwards from there. I'm going to want to hear the panel's view on the Spanish horse, because we've had a few people tweeting about that. Jamie Brownlow's mentioned that as well. As for laying 3 to 1, Kieran has tweeted in to say if Mr. Hyphen's prepared to lay 3 to 1, he's going to get in the queue and he's going to run with your money. But he says it's fair. He said it's fair that you guys are looking to try and get the favourite beat, because it is too short, 11 to 8. People will be mad to plough in, especially with a horse that may not run. On the ground concerns, though, I would suggest that I can't remember the last time we've seen too many tracks allowing firm ground at the moment. Clarkson, of course, seem to be keen to get the watering cans out, and who knows, would you want to see a star miss this race like this potential favourite could be? Back to the panel.
I don't think it's going to happen so much on the flat as it did over the jumps, and that's a different story altogether. While we're actually softening good ground, on the jumps. But anyway, let's get back to this race. You talking about Tourmore? Well,
he can do it from the front. He can do it held up. The ground doesn't concern him. There's a lot to like about him, and the fact that he's still around 7 to 1.
Why is he 7 to 1? I know. I would expect this horse to be a bit shorter than 7 to 1. Is it because it's Richard Hannon Jr.?
No, not at all. I think it's all about what people see. People like what they see. Kingman, it's flashy. It's Tourmore's more workmanlike. His last 2 performances have been because he's had to do it from the front. That race last time when Rymore let him just go on, and although he looked for 1 minute like he a bit one pace, he just kicked on and went again. But people think, I'm not sure about that. But the fact is, he grinds that result, and he's just a winner. But the fact that he can go it from the front, or he can be held up, he's versatile, and I think just because he doesn't look as flashy or as stylish as, say, a Kingman or, Australia, there's no reason why, I'd rather have a horse which I know is going to get his head down and run all the way to the line than one who, I don't like this today, I'm not getting things my own way. So,
Billy?
Yeah, that's a valid point. Kingman has come out and been really impressive in people's perception of what he's done. Tourmore's come out and won his race fairly and squarely, and people have not been so impressed. So they take a view on, he wasn't really impressive, therefore I'm not sure I want to be with him next time. But a horse can do no more than win, and it's difficult to find value at this stage, but if you are looking for value, Tourmore probably is slightly too big because of his workmanlike performance. Having said that, to me he still had the prep run, which kind of puts me off a little bit.
Australia.
Well, you know, like I said, we've seen the others, haven't we? You know, you say, oh, well, we want to see him have a prep run, but you know, let's look at all of O'Brien's winners. They've had Henry the Navigator, Camelot, George Washington, Footsteps in the Sand, Rock of Gibraltar. They've all just gone there first time and won. So he's at the right stable if he's going to win first time out and win the Guineas. So, but the thing is, everyone screams, you know, his pedigree is screaming further. He's by a Derby winner, out of an Oaks. No, he's out of an Oaks winner by a Derby winner, Galileo Ouija board, and obviously he's going to improve for the step up in trip. But again,
what a pedigree! What a pedigree!
Oh, that's fantastic.
It's a fantastic pedigree.
Royalty.
But the funny thing is, out of the O'Brien horses, the one I did like was War Command. Now, obviously, he came on to everyone's radar at the Coventry when winning by 6 lengths. But everyone, although he's looked a bit average since then. But everyone, well, from sources, but whether this is a load of rubbish or not, that
are they HP sources?
Then that's my favourite kind.
Yeah.
But Australia's apparently miles ahead of War Command. He's about half a furlong in front, literally. Apparently, that's how good he is.
You've opposed Kingman. It looks like you're opposing Australia too.
Just anyone that says, listen, this is the greatest horse we've ever had. I mean, I just. They
know the time of day at Cornwall.
I know, but
Yet to fire though.
It might not even be. They're saying it's the best horse they've ever seen. It might even be the best horse in the yard.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. I do like War Command, however. He's battle hardened. He looks as though he'll stay on breeding. And I think.
But he's given it the old.
He won the Dewhurst. So.
Okay. Well, look, he won the Dewhurst. In the last 20 years, 14 Dewhurst winners have contested with 4 winners, 3 seconds, and a third.
That's not bad statistics.
Run a lot of races last year. Run a lot of races. 1 or 2 disappointing ones. War Commander must be.
One disappointing. Although the other runs he didn't look as good, but I think. Almost they didn't even know what they had when he ran in the Coventry. He looked like he was thrown in there. He was the third choice. I can't remember who rode him in the end. Was it Shamey Heffernan?
Yeah.
The third choice jockey rode him, and he pulled him wide and 6 lengths.
We're going to take a short break, but we're going to talk about some of the outsiders. Go back to Sam in a minute. Very quickly, Australia.
No, I like it. I mean, I don't really like backing horses on hype, but he does come here with a tall reputation. His breeding is impeccable. Aidan O'Brien will have him absolutely tuned up on the day. No worries at all about the prep run. And he would be my selection if you're looking for the winner.
Oh, we didn't get onto that, and he's saying Australia would be the one.
You know what? It's worth noting that after the Dewhurst, Joseph O'Brien said the ground was plenty slow enough for War Command. And he said he's a Guinness type, and then he also said that the better the ground, the better it will be. So that's definitely something to take
But then they're saying that Australia is so far ahead of War Command, and War Command's going to go for the FINCH Guineas.
We're going to take a very short break. We're going to get your selections. Billy's already given his. But we're going to look at some of the outsiders as well. Don't keep tweeting your double. See you after this.